Hi, welcome back. It's Bettina with the New You Self-Care Wellness Center in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I wanted to talk to you today about journaling. So a lot of times whenever we think about journaling, we're like, oh, I can't write that much. I can't write forever. I don't want other people to know everything I read. Well, we're going to talk about some of those things as well. But the first thing I want to talk to you about is the benefits of journaling. A lot of times people don't realize that if you take a journal, and you can have a journal like this. This is just a sketch pad. And you can begin writing or drawing in one of these. So journaling doesn't have to be just writing. It can be drawing pictures. It can be cutting out pictures and doing collages, and these sketch pads are good. And they're really good at managing anxiety. If I get really upset and I'm just mad and I'm just like just taking it all out and I'm just drawing and just writing words, it doesn't mean that you go back and you're going, other people are going to read it. It's for you to reflect on later. So it really helps to have one of these. I've also published one my own self called the Daily Reflection Journal. And it has a section for each day as well, where you can go in and it says, write, draw, or paste something on this page that reflects your day. So these are all very, very simple things to do. It also helps reduce stress. So some journaling that you can do is taking a journal and doing a to-do list. I have so much in my mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't think for all this stuff. But sometimes getting it down on paper, okay? So right now I have to do homework, or I need to clean the house. I have that project for my mom. I have to help with the kids' events. Maybe I have a date. Oh, that's a little stressful too. So I start writing things down in my journal, and then I organize them. And then I start marking, are they really important? Maybe I put a star there. Well, it's okay, okay. I can put a smiley face for something I look forward to, and a frowny face for something I'm really anxious about. And then those that I'm anxious or stressing about, start thinking about, well, how can I break this into smaller things? Or maybe, why am I stressed? So I may go, okay, I have date night tonight. So why am I stressed? Well, I don't do very well talking with other people. Well, he's a friend of a friend. So what if we don't work out? Well, what if, and we start thinking, and then we go back and we look and we go, well, I really can talk to people. It just maybe have some ideas of what I'm going to talk about. What about if it doesn't work out? Will so-and-so get mad at me? Well, if they're really a friend, they're not going to. As long as we're both respectful and adults, we shouldn't have any problem. And it helps you reduce your stress that way. It helps you cope with depression as well. I absolutely love this journal here. It has old paper in it. And I have several of these. And if you notice, I've written a little bit in here. And this really helps sometimes with depression. I may take a thicker marker. You notice the tip's a lot bigger. And I may think about my happy place. Where is my happy place? I may journal about the happiest, a thought about a happy time. So maybe it was being on the beach with my boyfriend. What is a sad time that I want to get rid of? And some people will write things in their journals, like what is something that's made me mad or upset or is causing me depression, and they get it out, and then they take out the pages from the book, and they either set it on fire, release it to the universe. They may rip it up into 1,000 pieces to get the aggression out, whatever, but they let it go. And that's a lot of what journaling is the fact that you're writing down things, you're creating things, you're drawing things, and you're letting it out. We hold things in way too much in our society. So it really helps with that. It helps with improving your mood. If you are in a really bad mood and you're stressed out at work and you start drawing something that makes you happy, maybe a rainbow, and then you start thinking about, well, I like this color red. What can I do with red? well, you know, I've been wanting to shop for this new dress, and it is red. So maybe I'm going to save up my money and reward myself and make myself feel better by buying a dress. So it helps your mood. Another thing that can happen is that it can help you prioritize problems, fears, and procrastinating. In yoga, we do chakras, and in meditation, we focus on chakras, and these are chakra balancing stones. Now, these journals are a little bit more expensive. They range from, let's see, these are 10. I think this is like 3. This was 20, and these are like 60. So it's all whatever type you like, but you can go in. And with this, again, it's the parchment paper. Spend time to sort out your fears. Draw your fears. What are your fears? What are your problems? What are things that you are worried about? And make a list of them. Then after you make a list of them, think about, well, why am I really fearful of this? Does it have to do with insecurity? Why am I insecure? And you just continue to process like that. And again, with journals, it depends upon how you are and what you're using them for, but keeping them in a safe, private place, sharing them with your therapist, sharing them with your significant other, your friends, are up to you. That is not anything that's required, and no one should be able to walk by and just pick up your journal and start reading it and asking what's going on. Also, tracking symptoms from day to day. This can be from anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder. It could be from an eating disorder. It could be from a thing of depression, addiction, or anything like that. So tracking habits. I can say, every time I eat potatoes, I get sick. Yeah, but then in about an hour, I'm going to get dinner and I'm going to get French fries. That doesn't do much good. But what about if I start tracking things in a food journal and say, okay, these are foods I can eat and these are foods I can't. It's called becoming mindful. Mindful of your behavior, mindful of what you do, and mindful of how you think. So this can be done in so many different ways. You can also add journaling to a lot of things. I teach yoga classes on Zoom in the morning and evening, and we journal after yoga and meditation classes, I should say. We journal after both of those. Our experiences, our ego, things that were hard, things that we want to process through. What are our goals? Do we go inward? That type of thing. You can do journaling in your happy place that we talked about in the previous recording, where you're just writing down, drawing, doing things like that, just making yourself happy. You can do, as I said before, a food diet, or also an exercise diet or exercise journal. We all know when we go to the gym, we have this routine. But when do we know when to change the reps or the weights? And as a personal trainer, I'm always telling people, go here, keep a record, extend here, change this, don't do the same routine, change up your cardio. You should always be doing cardio. You should always be doing stretching. You should always be doing strength training. Well, if you're going to the gym just walking on that treadmill all the time, you're not getting a balance of things. If you're just doing yoga all the time, you're not getting a balance of things. So keeping a journal of your exercises, what you're doing, how much you're doing, the weights and everything else. Doing a sleep journal. Keeping a journal of each time you wake up. What time are you going to bed? You may be going to bed, like we talked about earlier, at 10 o'clock. But are you actually falling asleep? How long does it take before you fall asleep? How many times are you getting up? That can be a situation. If you're up throughout the night, that can be anxiety, that can be a bladder issue, diabetes, or anything like that. That also helps with health. Also, you can use these journals for dream journals, writing down your dreams and processing, because your dreams are your subconscious trying to process what's been going on in your mind and your experiences, and sometimes to help you deal with the situation differently. They come through in your dreams, and then as you're dreaming, and hopefully not nightmares but dreams, But either way, even with nightmares, you write down what you dreamed, and then think about what it actually represents to you, and then begin processing as well. And that's another good thing to bring to a therapist if you go to therapy. It helps to allow you to just follow each of your guidelines every day. So journaling is really, really great for a lot of different things. So how do you journal? Well, write in it every day, draw in it every day. In your little self-care time that we talked about, or maybe in your safe place or your sacred place, your quiet place, keep your journal in there. Schedule it into your planner. Just take a few minutes every day to write, and this will help you to begin to form a habit. They say if you do something for 21 days, then it does become a habit. So get up in the morning, write in your journal, maybe to do a to-do list or a reflection of the day. Throughout the day, keep your journal with you to see maybe what you're eating and how you're exercising, how your emotions are. Go to your quiet place and write about whatever, draw about whatever. And then at night, before you go to bed, allow it to dump all the stuff that happened throughout the day into your journal. And you'll find that you'll sleep a lot better. Always keep a pen and paper handy. I tend to use these Sharpies, and they're always around so I can write really quickly. And don't worry about grammar, and don't worry about anything else. Write whatever feels right. It doesn't need to follow a certain structure. It may have a structure, like the bullet journals may say, well, answer this or that. That's fine for those, but for these, just let the words flow freely. Don't worry about spelling mistakes or grammar or anything like that. And then use your journals as you see fit. You notice I have so many different ones here. And if you don't want to share your journal with anyone, then don't. So here's a few types of journals. One of the ones that a lot of people are keeping now is a pandemic journal, where you write your experiences about quarantine and what you're going through so that you can process, because this hopefully will be a once in a lifetime experience. A gratitude journal where you write down what you're grateful for, and it allows you to give thanks to people more often. A reading journal to help with keeping ideas and thoughts while you're reading books or different types of books or series. We've talked about a bullet journal and a dream journal, but what about a travel journal? Taking pictures and postcards of everywhere you've been and put them inside a journal like this. Glue them, tape them, write down experiences, write down feelings and emotions of where you traveled. Do a project journal. I started this project on this day, and this is what I've done so far. This is what I want to do, and this is the project as it's finished. And it shows a lot of accomplishments and a lot of thankfulness when you're through. You could do a spiritual journal focusing on your religions or your beliefs or anything having to do with your soul. A meditation journal, a personal journal, just like a diary. You could do a daily planning journal, as I've spoke about, or you can even create your own story journal. Taking what has happened throughout the day and start writing short stories, making you the hero or the antagonist, or creating stories having to do with you throughout your day. And sometimes using fiction or fantasy or our creativity helps us process our things throughout the day. And that's also a fun journal to share with other people. And then another thing are some journal apps. I provided a link in the handouts that you'll receive. And there's some apps. Some people just like their phone and like to write on their phone. There is no right way or wrong way when it comes to journaling. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.